The hand-in-hand relationship, religion and empire. It is no secret that religion and colonialism were often intertwined. In many cases, they went hand in hand, with missionaries serving as both spiritual guides and agents of colonial expansion. This relationship was particularly prominent during the era of European colonialism, when Christianity, especially Catholicism and Protestantism, played a significant role in shaping the motivations and methods of colonial powers. A divine mandate. For many Europeans, the spread of Christianity was seen as a divine command, a way to fulfill what they believed was God's will. They felt a duty to bring their faith to the heathens and pagans they encountered in colonized territories. Justification for expansion. Religion also provided a convenient justification for colonial expansion. By framing colonization as a mission to save souls and spread civilization, European powers could mask the often brutal realities of conquest and exploitation. Missionaries, the foot soldiers of faith and empire. Missionaries were the frontline workers of this religious colonial project. They traveled to far-flung corners of the globe, establishing missions, schools, and hospitals. While some were genuinely motivated by altruistic goals, others were complicit in the colonial project, actively or passively supporting the dispossession and oppression of indigenous peoples. Complex motivations. It is important to remember that missionaries were not a monolithic group. Their motivations were diverse and complex, ranging from genuine compassion for the people they sought to convert to a belief in the superiority of Western culture and religion. Cultural transformation. While missionaries often provided valuable services like education and healthcare, their efforts also had significant cultural consequences. The introduction of Christianity often led to the suppression of indigenous religious practices and cultural traditions. Agents of change. In some cases, missionaries actively participated in the colonial project, helping to establish European institutions and social norms. In other cases, they acted as intermediaries between the colonizers and the colonized, sometimes advocating for the rights of indigenous peoples, but often upholding the power structures of colonial rule. The impact on indigenous cultures. The arrival of missionaries and the spread of Christianity had a profound impact on indigenous cultures. In some cases, it led to the adoption of new religious beliefs and practices, while in others, it resulted in the erosion of traditional ways of life. The relationship between Christianity and indigenous cultures was complex and varied, with both positive and negative consequences. Cultural exchange. The encounter between Christianity and indigenous religions often led to a syncretism or blending of beliefs and practices. Indigenous people sometimes incorporated Christian elements into their own spiritual traditions, while missionaries sometimes adopted local customs and rituals. Cultural loss. In many cases, the spread of Christianity was accompanied by the suppression of indigenous religions and cultural practices. This could lead to the loss of cultural heritage and a sense of disconnect from one's ancestral traditions. Education and empowerment. Mission schools often provided indigenous people with access to education and literacy, which could empower them to challenge colonial rule and advocate for their rights. However, these schools also served to assimilate indigenous children into Western culture and undermine traditional knowledge systems. A contested legacy. The role of religion and missionaries in colonialism is a subject of ongoing debate and controversy. Some argue that missionaries played a positive role in bringing education, healthcare, and social reform to colonized territories. Others point to the negative consequences of religious conversion, including the loss of cultural identity and the erosion of traditional ways of life. Understanding the complex and often contradictory role of religion and missionaries in colonialism is essential for grappling with the legacy of this historical period. It reminds us that colonialism was not just a political or economic phenomena, but also a cultural and spiritual one, with profound and lasting consequences for the peoples and cultures of the world.